Big changes could be coming for the Philadelphia Eagles as it seems like Jeffrey Lurie has had enough. What do I mean by all this? We'll find out. No, I already know. You'll find out next. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Eagles News Now podcast. I'm professional wrestler Chris Wilde, live from bar 4133, and there is news out of Philadelphia as the Philadelphia Eagles prepare to host the Seattle Seahawks live on Monday Night Football in just a couple of days. Now, per Jeff McClain, Jeffrey Lurie, the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, is not happy at all and may have seen enough as news is coming out that he has walked out of different workouts and practices in absolute disgust. And he did something that he rarely ever does this past Sunday, and that is not travel with the Eagles as he skipped the Eagles versus Browns game. Now, if you ask people with the team, they'll cite COVID-19 as a reason, as a precaution, but it hasn't stopped Jeffrey Lurie this season. And look, as an Eagles fan, this makes me happy. You know why this makes me happy? Because, look, it has went from bad to worse, and it could get ugly. And if it does get ugly, I want people to be held accountable. I don't want the owner to still be happy with the 2017 Super Bowl win. I want him to actually be as pissed off as we are as fans. And it seems like Jeffrey Lurie is trending that way, which means there could be big changes to the Eagles front office, coaching staff, or major players after this season. So who would go? I mean, look, I don't think for 1 second, no matter how bad the rest of the season goes for Carson Wentz, and how much worse can it get? He's already the worst quarterback in the NFL statistics-wise. He's already been beaten to a pulp, almost sacked 40 times. Look, I think when you look at the talent that was there through the past couple years, there's something wrong with Wentz right now. There's something wrong with Wentz. They already invested a lot of money. He's pretty much untradeable. I think if I'm Jeffrey Lurie, I want to find a way to fix him, which I think Lurie is going to do. Now, if he can be fixed, I don't know. I mean, that's not for me to say. But I'm looking at Howie Roseman. This seems to be the guy that might not be here next year. His personnel decisions since 2017 have been absolutely atrocious, absolutely horrible. The guy has, let's not even talk about the draft. I could go 3 hours about that. We all know he has passed over almost givens. Guys like Justin Jefferson, DK Metcalf, Jeremy Chin this year, and has drafted guys like J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, Jalen Reagor, who could still be a good player, and Jalen Hurts, which was just mind-blowing and kind of still is, even as bad as Carson Wentz is. Now, look, the cap is going to be a major issue next year. Who knows what it'll even be set at? So you're going to need a money guy. Howie has always been good with that, but I've had enough is enough as far as him having anything to do with any kind of personnel around the team. Now, look, then there's Doug Peterson. Again, I look at Doug Peterson in the same light as I look at Carson Wentz. In 2017, actually since 2017, with what he's been dealt, the hands he's been dealt, the injuries that he's been dealt with, I think he's done a good job at coaching this football team. Now, yes, his play calls, especially this year, is his worst coaching year ever. I mean, some of the play calls are absolutely atrocious. They don't make sense. He doesn't put his players in the best positions to win, as coaches love to say. He's just been absolutely horrible. But I look at his track record, and I just don't see how that disappears. Now, for those of you that say, well, he had Frank Reich and John DeFilippo. Yes, in 2017, he sure did. We didn't have him in 2018 when he lost a bunch of players. He sure as hell didn't have him last year when he had the famous practice squad make the playoffs. And, he doesn't have him this year. And, look, again, this year has just been his worst year. It's just been horrible. But I don't see Jeffrey Lurie moving him. I don't. Now, he may tell Doug, look, you're going to have to give up play calling duties, and we need to get an offensive coordinator in here. Maybe Deuce Staley finally makes that jump, even though I don't think he'll be here. As far as I think he's been kind of disrespected. He should have already been offensive coordinator. Or maybe a guy like Jim Caldwell. There's many young names out there that come in here and call plays. That might be something that Lurie says to Doug. It's that or you're out. I do not think Jim Schwartz will be here next year. I think you're looking at a guy like Dan Quinn, maybe Matt Patricia, who was fired from the Lions today. But there are definitely going to be some moves made because enough is enough. Lurie leaving practice in disgust and not traveling for that game, I think just says so much to me. And again, people need to be held accountable. So, with that being said, we'll see what happens Monday, as I'm sure the cameras are going to be all over Jeffrey Lurie, just like they are on Jerry Jones. And hopefully he looks a little bit happier than because we've had a tough couple weeks against teams like the Giants and the Browns. Who knows what will happen when Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks come into town that have absolutely owned us since forever. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed and you like what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Tons of content and different content comes at you each and every week. Like, share, subscribe. I have a Teespring store that I might feel like leaving the link in the description box too. But yeah, guys, the thing that is most important is you take care of each other and you stay safe out there. That's it, guys. Go Birds. I'll see you later.
E-A-G-L-E-S Eagles! E-A-G-L-E-S Eagles!
I need Eagle Nation.